Three, two, one. Everybody, Pete Caliendo, baseball outside the box. Hey, thanks for joining us today on a Saturday, beautiful Saturday, at least here in Chicago. Weather's getting a little better. I want to thank everybody for joining us in the U.S. and around the world. You're now on live on Facebook, and also we're on Skype with many coaches on Skype. Our guest today, super person, Anthony Iapoce, Chicago Cubs Major League hitting coach. Also, but not just a hitting coach, the coach that knows all areas of the game and at all levels of the game. So he knows he can relate to anybody, where, anytime. He's fantastic. He's a super person. What an honor for all of us to have the ability to ask questions and interact with somebody who's at the major league level. I think it's fantastic. So let's get rocking and rolling. We've got everybody in from U.S. and around the world on Facebook. Ask your questions and we'll get them in. So let's start with who wants to start off with a question? Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Pete Caliendo's falling asleep here. He's supposed to. Next is Anthony Iapoce. He's going to say some things. This is his show, man. Anthony, take it over.
It's your show. Looks like you need another espresso shot.
I need help.
Fall asleep there, buddy.
An assistant.
On that.
First I wanted to thank you and everybody who's on here as coaches around the world from different countries. It's always cool to learn from everybody. I try to follow like baseball stuff from around the world in different countries to see what they're teaching so that I can learn certain things. Anything that I can offer, have a unique perspective on not only the hitting but the baseball part of it. I've done lessons from ages from 7 years old, boys and girls, whether it's high school, college, men's professional leagues, coach minor leagues, Venezuelan, Dominican kids from all over the world that we get into an organization. With different teams that I've coached with, four different organizations right now, play for 5 total. I've seen a lot, and actually, it's not what I try to teach, but what I've learned from everybody, and you try to grab a little bit and kind of make it your own when you need to present to your audience. So this is definitely a coaching audience. So any types of questions, whether it's amateur kid stuff, drill related, mindset stuff, professional baseball, teams I've been with, teams I coach, everything is open for you guys to ask, and then hopefully I can ask some questions as well to you guys and learn from you guys as well.
All right, thank you, Anthony. So who wants to get it started? Dimitri, I know you're one always to get. You got like a million questions, so I might as well let you start off. And anybody that's joining us, we're taking questions and answers with Anthony Iapoce, Chicago Cubs Major League hitting coach. Okay, Dimitri, you there?
I am. Anthony, thank you very much for doing this. It's, I'm sure for coaches in Eastern Europe, it's invaluable and experience. We don't have that chance to talk to the major leaguers that often, or never. So I think my question may be just out of right field. Let's say you have a talented player, and he is performing well during practices, and swing is fine, but at the game he's just he's hitting, but it's all ground balls or lousy fly balls. What are your recommendations on how to make them perform during the game?
I think in-game coaching is a lot different from coaching in the cage or coaching throughout the day when you're practicing. It depends where the person's at mentally. Is he confident in himself? Is he going up there? Does he feel like he's letting down the team? First thing you have to do is ask the player, where he's at, what he's thinking about, what is he trying to do. And I think you have to sacrifice some pitches and some at bats to get to where the player wants to go. So I think we talked about it the other day, and not necessarily like, how do you want to lose today, right? But do I want to take my at bats today? Okay, let me see the ball longer and get beat. Is the things that I could control, or do I want to try and go? Okay, today I'm just going to try and hit some hard line drive fly balls. Is really like minimize the player's thoughts on what they're trying to do, and ask them first before you go to the swing or anything. How are you? What are you thinking about? Are you swinging at balls and strikes? And if not, okay, let's figure out. And then also, like, you just eliminate pitches. Okay, you go into the game today. Hey, take every off-speed pitch you see, whether the pitcher throws it for a strike or not, you're going to attack the fastball, and vice versa. So there's different types of things you can do. But then again, you don't know where the player's at that day. We prepare them and train them all day long, and everything may seem right. But on the inside, they may seem totally lack of confidence and take that to the plate. And we're coaching their swing where maybe it's something they just need a pat on the back, or they need somebody to get on them for a little bit, or they need somebody just to get them to refocus on the big picture of things. And then we also talk about taking themselves out of the at-bat a little bit more and trying to figure out what the team needs. Because at the time when they're not doing good and they're rolling over or they're hitting lazy fly balls, they don't feel a part of the team. So I think it's really trying to figure out how to give them something that's going to help the team be productive and just find a way to get on base. Just find a way to grind out at-bats, two-strike approach, seeing pitches, whatever that may be. So first things first, like you said before, is finding out where the player is, where his head is at, and what he's trying to do. And then you have to play off of that.
All right, folks, don't forget, guys, gals, when you ask a question, say your name and, who you're coaching, where you're from, and all that. Who wants to go next?
Feeding off that too, Pete, if you're able to have like certain amount, I don't know what types of data or video, you can always obviously go back to that if you have that. But when we're talking about in game, we're not able to use that stuff. You can always use that stuff the next day in practice. You know what I'm saying? So that's just mostly in-game coaching right there.
Jim Peck, I have a question for you. I coached the Excelsior Legion baseball program in Minnetonka, Minnesota. This will be my 57th year. I think the game's changed a lot, especially mentally. But my question is, with 16, 17, 18-year-olds, they see a lot of variety of pitchers that throw 68 to 72, and then next week we got one throwing 90. Do you suggest that we move the hitter up a little bit in the box and the real slow guy, because they like to stand in the back of the box and ball drops on the plate and they keep swinging and nothing good happens?
I think it depends on the hitter and what he feels comfortable with. Even in the big leagues, we have certain guys on our team with the Cubs that will do that. They will scoot up in a box and not necessarily seeable to the fans. It may be a few inches, but it's enough for major league pitching, because it's the same thing. These guys are now seeing in the big leagues, just as how you're talking about it in Minnesota. You're seeing guys, the most pitches in the game in the history of baseball. You've seen the starter go 5 innings, and then you're seeing 6, 7, 8, 9